Hi Gemini, this is Christian here, and I'm going to do a timeless animal spirit energy reading for you guys. So this is something that I'm trying out new, so we're gonna cross our fingers. I mean, it's gonna do what it needs to do, but it's my first time doing it, so I feel kind of like a little, we're gonna see what it's like. So rock with me. I'm happy you guys are here. If you're subscribing to my channel, if you're subscribed to my channel already, thank you. If you're not, then you are subscribing. See how I fixed that? By clicking that little red subscribe button right now. Give me a thumbs up. Leave all your comments down below. Happy we're all here again. Thank God, to be in this moment, like the universe to kind of have, um, this opportunity to just, be relaxed. And if you've been having like a tense day or, you've been in, one of your ruts, I invite you to take a deep breath with me. Like on a count of three, we're going to breathe in and then breathe out. 1, 2, 3. And just release all the tension, all of the heavy energy, all of the heavy low vibration, the gunk from everyone, there, and get in tune with your nature, who you really are. That's what I love most about these cards, because they just, they have these animals in their natural states. And, eventually I actually start feeling, what the meanings were for the animals. I started to kind of really get it on a very scientific, but also like a regular kind of way. So yeah, it's really interesting, what you can see in nature, the things around you that just operate, because they don't have a chance to F it up like humans, unless we F it up for them. Then it's you learn some things because you learn about a rhythm or a language of something that is still existing, that it runs well. And you guys, Gemini, you need things that are, that keep you, inspired to learn, new things and stay in that positive energy. It gives you something to kind of hope for, like you look for things like that. And I'm telling you that, don't underestimate the nature that is right outside of your door in your backyard on your way to work. Like, don't stop, and don't forget to stop and smell the flowers sometimes, because life is going to make you rush at all times. And I promise you, if you keep running with it, it'll keep running with you. I don't think you'll kind of like outrun life. And maybe that's what some of you guys are kind of, coming to a point of seeing, like it starts to get old, especially when you start to feel like you're the odd one out, like you're in these spaces and places to where you're like, am I the only one that thinks this way? And, and it's kind of like you're finding it hard to stand out, in that particular crowd. And you're just like kind of waiting on it to come in, keeping high hopes, but deep down inside, it may just be, energies that you just don't really need to be around. And you kind of like at this crossroads in your life where you're trying to really, really make that decision to really, really just trust that if you believe in yourself more, and if you just be stand out more, and if you just kind of like be bigger, and and just jump into the unknown, it would just life would really just start to fascinate you on the spot. And then it's like you really kind of don't have to wait on those things to come in, to wait for those things to come in a specific way. It doesn't have to be so long. It can be really like a really quick process. But it comes down to kind of having to really hunker in on what it is that you're truly passionate about. And if you've been staying here with this fear of standing out for so long, maybe at some point you actually do blend in, and then now you want it to be the other way around, where you really stand out. And how does the universe know how to spot you? That's the reason that zebras have spots, so I mean stripes. So when they all get together, it can confuse the enemy. So how can spirit find you if you're lost in that crowd? So you have to not wear, that armor, or, that badge, that makes you like everyone else. you can really kind of let go of some of that energy, because when you do, then you can begin to become passionate about life, and you kind of don't have to spend so much time, alone. You can really put yourself out there and really start to have some fun. But I think that you think that it's only at the level that you're at, and I think that it exists in higher frequencies too. It always does. And even where even the better is going to be better. It's going to be better. It's always more. It's always, more to go, it's always more wall to scale, I guess. And when you get to the point to where you're really like having fun with life, you don't really care about any of that. It just makes you have this freedom to where you can kind of just, be this visionary, and you can stand out, and you can really just be yourself, claiming life's purpose. I didn't even see that, claiming life's purpose, where you're taking life by the, what do they call it, by the reins, I guess, or, and I just like, giddy up, let's go. Like, that's kind of what the universe wants you to do, and how it wants. Look at that. I can't make that up. Oh, spirit that's like so okay. I can't make that up. I don't even know how to feel about that. Freedom. You know what I'm saying? What I was talking about, expanding. That's when you really get free. You can just run free, like just be yourself. But and that's that moment. You've been waiting on that. Like with the Three of Wands, this has been something that you've been sitting on. You know what I'm saying? But I think that you have to identify with it, because I'm looking at the rainbow and the rainbow here, and I think that it's so outside of yourself that you've dissociated with how it will actually feel to you, and you lose touch with it. Like you lose touch with it. So I think that that it's important for you to try to find that space in yourself, that is that little piece of the place that you want. You learn how to wrap it up in a nice little wrap and put it, in a place where you can always have access to it, because these moments don't last forever. Like I said, you get happy, and then what ones come out next, the mouse. You get like happy, you get in these situations, and then you start worrying about the small things, and then you're mad that you're in it. You're mad that you're in the situation, so it makes you be a little bit like, it makes you get into like this tug of war of power, in relationships and things like that, to the point to where you just kill it off. And maybe the people never see it coming, but you don't have to go through that. That's just if you know that that's the cycle of that experience, and if it sounds familiar to you, that I'm saying that, then that must mean that, it must have some truth to it. And then you have the unicorn, and this is all about standing out and, being individual, and doing that and living your wonderful life in your own way, your own path, without worrying if someone is next to you or they're going to be with you, because a lot of the lessons you've already beat. So now you're waiting on life to come to you, and you're waiting on life to come to you, and they haven't even got to the point to where that's what's next for them. So it's levels and levels and levels before they're going to get to the place where they can be where you are. So you trying to kind of hold yourself back with them. It's like, you're really supposed to be in like the 5th grade, but you're staying in 2nd grade, so don't allow that to happen. Let everybody run their own race and do their own thing, and to be happy, and to do what they're sent here to do, what their work is, and this is just taking that deep dive. Go deep within yourself and say, what are the things that make me unique? What are the things that make me stand out? And how can I maximize and love those parts of myself if I've been suppressing them? Because this is such a beautiful, part of yourself that's so unique and different and special. That's the word I want to use. So special. And I feel like you've been hiding it. So it makes that part of yourself shame itself and feel guilt. And then now when it's time to bring it out for you, you kind of freeze up, because you don't know how to bring that part of yourself back. Because when you suppress yourself, then it's hard to it's like warming up a car. Like you have to kind of get the wheels going first before it gets back. So it kind of makes you, you know, like think, you know, it makes you think that this level is the level that you're supposed to live at, you know. Super, wait, for cards want to fall, but this wanted to come out. The starfish. Yeah. So yeah, that's that. That is that. It's just like it's just about what feels good on to me on the outside, what feels good on the outside. That's what I'm trying to say. And if as long as it feels good or it looks good, then I'm gonna live that way, because this is the card that comes out when things are like when they're dealing with like things being superficial and things like that. And I just see it like small, like a small person, and it's shrinking. Like this right there is you shrinking down, you know, for these to have to kind of crumble in to be able to fit in things that you kind of have already, you know, with the Panther, you've already kind of annihilated and kind of cleared out of your path. Like those lessons have already kind of been learned. So, you know, you got the octopus next, which is, you know, this is so you stay in these situations and tied to things, and then you may be the smartest one, you know, because the octopus is a highly intelligent animal, you know what I'm saying? So you know, but you have nothing to do. So when you have nothing to do, you kind of like latch on to things that you may not necessarily need. And that right there, you know, holding on to the people and the things that make you small, that has to go, because it's like anchoring, I think. And I think that it needs to, you know, this part of yourself needs to be transformed. What you have the turtle here, it's the wisdom that needs to be kind of integrated, because I think you know it. I think you really, really know it at this point. With this well, you're seeing it, you're seeing it, you know, you're like, look, I've been working on it, I've worked my way up. I feel like this is a workup, like this whole thing right there. And it's just the integration. Now you have to walk with it, and I think that's the part. So don't be a prisoner into yourself to where you feel you know, every you know, every step of the way you're denying, you know, this shift that's going on in you, and then you get hurt by the situation. So it's like you get really mad at yourself, like I not only did I, you know, push to make the situation happen, it ended the way it did. So it's like double hurt. And what that does is like it puts more fear into you for the next time around, that ends up showing up. And as it shows up, you know, it makes people run away. So you mess up on the good people, and then you get stuck with the, you know, with the dusties again. Okay. So it's saying you really, really have to stand up for yourself in that space. And it's saying stand up for yourself and have a backbone for yourself. Stand up for you, for your person, you know. And you can do a lot with a little bit of light, or you can do a little with a lot of light. You know, that's kind of like what I was kind of getting there, and I was going to stop myself from saying it, but you know, this is what this is. Just, you know, Gemini, you have a choice in what you want to do with it. And I think that that a firefly is inspired, and you know, it's that divine light. But this right here is when you're chasing the light because you feel like it's outside of yourself. So even though this may be small, which would you rather be, the one chasing the light, you know? Are you actually the light? Like, which one would you rather be? This will never have that on the inside. You're that. So it's like it will never, you'll never be able to, they will never be able to understand that about you, because they don't live in that. They only live on the outside. So it makes no sense for you to try to act that way, because you're that light. So yeah, that's kind of what I kind of have here as far as animal cards. I think that that you guys really have some opportunities here to be able to have some very transformative moments when you just kind of take this look at yourself. Because, you know, I'm thinking of all of the pieces of it, and I'm just like, okay, you know it. Okay, you feel like it's wisdom at this point, you know. So I know you're telling yourself this already. It's not like it's something that I'm telling you that's new. You already know it, and you've done little things to try to pull yourself out of it, but you keep getting back stuck in it because we're missing the bigger picture. And what it is just that you just have to admit, I'm not the same as other people. So it's almost like this. I don't know if it's a blending with other people, because that zebra makes me feel like it's like hiding with other people, so that you kind of don't have to stand out, because it's easier for you to succumb who you are, and to, you know, than to you know, go after it. The Ace of Wands is right there, you know, to go to jump forward. And look, that's the rabbit right there, and then you got the rabbit moving out of jumping over the moon. The fear is moon. This is fear. So it's just like this Ace of Wands is that head start, that jump. Let's do it. It doesn't matter. It's inspired. That's what this is. And I feel like this is fiery. And I feel like it's just, you know, for all of the animals that you have here, you know, at least on this row, I forgot what was back here. There was tarantula, the zebra. No, really here, literally, this is the most, for me, this is the most inspiring card to me, because right now it's so much to me. And like this energy, the butterfly is very pretty because it's transformative, and you know you're gonna come out of this, you know, on the right side. But out of all of these, I'm telling y'all right now, this one right here is the one that's the most powerful, because this is the one that's inspired. And what it means to be inspired, it means it comes from the inside out. You know, it comes from inside, in spirit, you know, inspired. So you know that it's inside of you no matter what comes out. You know that that lives inside of you. And when you start to know that about yourself, you start to fall in love with it. And then it changes what you know, what things you think are big and small in your life. It really kind of transforms you out of that space. And it makes it easier for you to be able to leave behind people that kind of don't really rock in that way, because it just doesn't make you feel good, and it takes you out of that place. And you're going to find places, you're going to want to be filled with that love and that light all the time. So you're going to try to find places to get it, and the universe is going to keep on giving them to you. It never runs dry, but you have to move to get it. And I think if you've been in this space to where it's kind of dried up and you've been there for a long time, it's time for you to kind of like return back to the water, you know, like you have to kind of come back in some kind of way. So, you know, the universe is going to get you to do it one way or another. If it's by, you know, if it's you either going to do it by coming to do it, or it's just going to be a drought in your life, and then eventually you get dehydrated, and then you need the light again, and then all of a sudden it emerges. So that's why you have the firefly here, because I'm actually going to read that to you. I'll read that card to you guys, because I don't even want to spoil it for you, because it's exactly what I'm talking about. You come back, you get this, you start to feel it, it starts to go, and then it goes away. And that's a firefly. You know, that's what a firefly does. So it's that spark that you're getting. That spark that you're getting is supposed to be the jump start of the shift in your life. But I think when you get it and you haven't quite figured out your emotions yet, because you have the King of Coins, I think that you misread what the moment is, or you psych yourself out. Like one part of yourself says, no, this is not me. It's almost like you project the things that are good about you on people that don't possess those same qualities. So you think that you're seeing it, but it's distorted, because it's really in you. It's almost like that's a reflection of you. Because if you can see anything in somebody, that means that that thing is available to you too. So what you're seeing in them it's a warped version of who you really are. So just think of all the things that you would tell them to correct them, to help them, that you know would make them be better. Those are the things you are already. So they're always going to try to keep you in this kind of space, kind of stuck, you know, in the center, because they get to feed off of that light that you kind of put in and give out. And this is where you get in this emotional awareness of how not to invest emotionally in people that do things to you like that, because I feel like it seems very, very like con artist-y, but it's not that. Like, it's just that you don't have to just do that. I mean, you just really don't have to do that. I mean, there's nothing more that I can say about that, you know, because I feel real, you know, that's just, it is what it is. Like, you don't have to do that. It's so much more like to you than what you're allowing to be seen. And I'm saying that purposely in that particular way, because it's so great. It's almost like you're hiding it, you know. Page of Cups right there. Are you serious? Like the creative, you see this cup, this paintbrush, you know, but it's behind all of this armor, you know, like this little lobster here. That's a cute card. I never really use these cards, y'all, so I hope y'all like this little animal reading. This is so cute to me. But what is this? Yeah. You got the Six of Pentacles right there. And I'll tell you what the Six of Pentacles is, because this is kind of like this this space right here where you're being depleted from giving out, and not keeping enough for yourself. And this is the universe kind of trying to bring you back into that space to where you have that abundance in your life. But first, it's saying for the deal to go through, you have to uphold what things make you special and with integrity. So that means don't give up on yourself. Like upholding your dreams with integrity really literally means not giving up on yourself. And not to let yourself, you know, psych you out, to think illy of yourself and of the things that make you special, because that's how you give to the world. You can't give to them when you can't make other people feel fully special, feel the way you want them to feel. You can't interact with people the way you want them to until you give from a space that doesn't make you lack. So don't allow those things to keep you from being who you truly are at heart, and to create the things in the world that you truly want to see in the world, you know. So that's just like, don't do that. It's not that you don't know that you're great. It's so sad to know that you're great and to know that you would rather people not see it because you're afraid. Look, the moon comes out because you're scared of because those fears, that subconscious mind has told you that it's something so spooky about being different than everyone else. So I would rather kind of fit, you know, than to face that fear. And it's just something. You see the sun back here, right behind that moon. If you can kind of navigate your way through that situation, it's right behind it, and of course, it's gonna put that fear, right, that great of a thing like the illumination and the warmth and light of the sun right after the moon, because as soon as you face your darkest fears, then there comes that moment, you know what I'm saying? And this is just saying create what things inside of you have you know, let sit there and fester, and you've not cared about it, and you know, and nurtured it, and you still want the life that comes from it, but you haven't really done the work to be able to be kind, you know, to it, and to move kindly in your life, and being kind to yourself, kind of being a little bit cold to your emotional side, you know. So you know, when I say emotional side, I'm not talking about your emotions. I'm talking about the part of you that is creative, because that's emotional too, you know, that expresses yourself, you know, expresses your emotions, because it doesn't have to be painting or anything like that, but you have to find some way to get it out. And you know, at least if you're painting, if it's art, if it's something, whatever you create, that's at least you attempting to talk to yourself emotionally, at least letting it out in some kind of way, because it's gonna get you, and so it gets you one way or another. I feel like that, and I feel like you're starting to see that in some of your situations, that that it always comes back to bite you in the butt when you downplay yourself, and when you go into it like that, because you get back what you put in, you know. So it starts to show back up. So you can't shortchange the universe. You kind of have to you know, play by the rules. And you know, you want the universe to show up for you, you have to show up for it. And that comes from honoring yourself, you know what I'm saying, and honoring your gifts. And also too with this turtle card, because you know, and I'm just telling you guys this, we've been here different lifetimes, we've been here before, you know. We're only on a small, you know, this is funny because I feel like this is here the Knight of Pentacles. The Spirit wants me to tell you that how far we think we're going in life, you know, it's only a very, very small speck to the whole grand scheme of things. So this is something that you've been working on in more than one lifetime. So you've been working on this, like with this 7 wands thing, and this is the time that you're meant to hear this, and you're meant to bring that thing out in this one. So it feels a lot more, you know, it feels a lot tougher than what it sounds like, I guess. And Yeah, you got the Queen of Pentacles that comes out next. So, you know, this goes into those areas of your life with how you take care of yourself and how you nurture yourself. So those things are kind of they kind of go hand in hand because I feel like it's almost like abuse if you sit with pain and you acknowledge it and you don't try to fix it. That's kind of abusing yourself. So, yeah, don't sit like that. That's uncomfortable. It's just really, really uncomfortable. You know, you have the Four Swords here, and I just really feel like you need to come to this after all of that and bending like that. You really need to come to this your Zen place again, like your zero space, so you can hear yourself, because I don't really think that you have in a long time. I think it's really, really been distorted because it's been warped. Like, you know, how you what you're seeing, what you're thinking is you, it's warped because it's not actually you. It's what it's what people are mirroring back. So it's their interpretation of you based on whatever they got going on in their lives. So it's like this opinion of yourself is kind of missing, and that shows up in the way that you that the world sees you without you knowing that. And I think it speaks out without you having to say it, and then it makes people kind of pull back, and that's exactly the opposite of what you want to happen, Gemini. So that's kind of like I kind of feel like, ooh, you know, that's a tough one. That's a tough one. um Ooh, what are those cards? Let's see here. I'm gonna wrap up in a second. What do we have? Yeah. Five, yeah, and the Eight of Pentacles. Yeah. Yeah. I think that and if for some of you who are actually working on something, a particular project or anything like that, this speaks to and not just even that, just to this thing, being very, very critical of yourself as you work on yourself too. That's a side note to all of this other stuff I'm saying, because that's it's disrespect to your whole self, if that makes any sense. Like, your whole self is the soul, and then your spirit, you've been here many, 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 many times, but that soul is the whole unity of who you are. So when you're kind of beating yourself up, you're beating up your whole person, and it's not having self-respect. So don't do that, because you've been doing a lot of work to be able to be in your lifetime this way, to be able to be here. So don't beat yourself up. You kind of have to kind of get over that. You can't, when you're playing this game, it's not a I'm right or I'm wrong. You are right and you are wrong at the same time. You know, you're neither, really, because what's wrong to you is right to someone else, and what's right to you may be wrong to someone else. So you can't use these things to judge yourself, and you can't let that in, and you can't be like that to you either, okay? Because all it does is bring about more of that, and then that's what happens with all of that. More and more of you dies away until you wither away, and that's just no way to live. So to fix that, bring this magician back in, and we're going to start manifesting more situations that are in alignment with who we are, and more situations that can give us ease in sliding into who we are, because it can be a little bit scary, revealing things, because it's almost like you feel guilty, and we are trained to feel guilty about a lot of things. So standing out is definitely one of them. So you have to untrain those things. So it's going to take some time, and it's going to take some work, but you can accomplish anything, anything that you put your energy to. So if you just would, like, just sit in the light that you are, then things will be a little bit different, at least for the lens that you're seeing it through. Like, your perspective will be different. And if you can just agree to that, I promise the rest to fall. Change your mind, like, change your mindset. Because sometimes we can't just say, I'm done with you, I'm not going to talk to you. But if you change your mindset and you hold to it, everything that you need to happen based on that mindset will kind of fall into place. Because, I'm a Taurus, and I can keep to, you know, my thoughts long enough till I see them. I stay on them, and sometimes they can be stubborn. They can be viewed as stubborn, but it works for me. You know, when you keep a certain frame of thought, it makes the universe kind of say, "Oh, that's what Gemini is doing. Okay, well, I guess we gotta work this way." You know, because you're not having it for it to not give it to you the right way. So that takes a lot of standing up and you know, standing up to people, you know, because they're gonna be pissed at you. You know, like when you try to tell them, you know, you don't want to do things for them or stay small for them. They're not gonna like it because they get to feel great with your light, you know, being around. So they're not gonna let you do that. And it may not be, you know, on a conscious level, but on a very subconscious level that they can, you know, kind of say that and do that. So don't be small for other people. I can't even stress that enough. Like, don't even do that. I hate to see these cards that you guys do that sometimes. So the firefly contains the light of 1,000 stars. It's pure, radiant, and illuminating. This high frequency charge cannot be sustained for long. Therefore, the firefly card indicates a moment of inspiration or awakening that quickly fades if we do not catch it. There is firefly energy behind every poem, song, and invention. Our job is to be ready to harness the creative spirit when it graces our path. What can you do to support this precious and elusive light? So you see what I'm saying? Like, this is you right there feeling that inspiration and then being too afraid to move on it, and then it goes away and you feel bad and go through this cycle of beating yourself up, you know, and then having to call it in again, and then slowly going back into the, you know, to the pit, and then coming back out. And it's just really time that you kind of get over your fears of that, because it's something so great and so fiery on the other side. You're gonna be in love with it. You're not gonna really care about how things look anymore, but you have to self-initiate this because you have free will. And it's almost like you got yourself in the dark, now pull yourself back out. You did it, you know. So because it's a choice, and it's not, we can joke about it. I'm laughing about it because, you know, anyone can choose to not do that. It's just sometimes we choose to not see that we have that choice, and it makes us be in this like really stupid state that nobody really likes to be in. So, and it goes without me saying, you know that. So I think that is, do I have any, you know what, I do have another animal deck. Oh my god, that makes me happy because I have 3 animal decks, and now I can pull the advice card with animals. Oh my god, that makes me so excited. Please, okay, let's see. Because I only use these cards. These cards came in through a clutch. I was like, I went to a store. I was out of town, and I was like, okay, I want to read. But I left my cards I think I brought a tarot deck, but I forgot to get an oracle deck, and I always keep an oracle deck. Like, this is actually this one right here is my second one. And I went to go get an animal deck, and I was like, I'm just gonna get one because I need my animals with me. I miss them, and that's why I'm telling you guys, it's something so magical about nature. When you're seeing it, it just really makes you want to express yourself. You get inspiration from it, you really do. But yeah, I'm gonna pull one of these. What advice, what guidance do we have for Gemini? Okay, look. So can't make this up. You got the scarab beetle. It says, what is unregarded or discarded holds a secret. So like this part of yourself that you're kind of trying to throw away is something so great inside of that, a seed of creation. So look at that right there. I want to actually kind of read that. I think that's kind of cool. And I'm from the South, guys, so if you hear me say scarab beetle, I'm sorry, I couldn't get it right, but that's what it is. Let me see this beetle though. Let me get into this beetle, because I don't really know the meanings of these cards. I'm not gonna lie. Beyond that, but no, that's still a perfect card for you, because you know, I think that those parts of yourself, you're throwing those away, and it's like that's the seed of creation. It's just a seed. I know it's not the tree, but at least it's a seed to kind of get you to where you're going. So that can be enough, you know, right? Can that be enough? Like, it's, you know, some people don't even get that seed, i.e. the people that are around you, you know what I'm saying, that are making you doubt yourself and second guess yourself and shrink yourself and make yourself small. I wish that this book had a table of contents now. Oh, here you go. Armored shining jewel, Egypt's sacred symbol, scarab. I'm so sorry if I'm messing it up. Generates life from waste of others. Look at what you discard or even despise, for within its form lies the germs of creation. For some, this means procreation. For others, artistic creations are symbolized by the flowering of the seeds buried in the scarab's ball of dung. Consider all those unregarded in the river of your life. One may be the catalyst for a new endeavor. Another holds unguessed knowledge, or even the secret that will unlock your heart. Okay, so yeah, I kind of just feel like even with this, it's saying that you can be in a better place to be able to kind of fill out opportunities that are coming your way that can bring this in a little bit easier, but you're going to have to start acting on it. And I think that that people are going to show up for you when you don't even think that they will and that they can, to help you with that, because I think you feel like you're going to be so alone when you do that, that it keeps you from actually doing it. And I feel like the moment that you start, like you take one step, you're going to have someone to help you. It's going to be people that are going to help you along with that. So don't forsake those kind of friends that want to do things that you don't typically do and stuff like that. Like don't be like that to those people who try to be in your life. Try to meet them halfway at some kind of point, So yeah, that's kind of what I have there, because those are the people who are going to see the things that are special in you and then really, really like kind of push you to be the best version of yourself. And they're not going to let you stay small, and because they're a type of person that doesn't believe that, or the type of people that don't believe that in doing that to our friends, letting them stay that way, because that's not very nice and kind. That's actually pretty scary that people can do that, and it comes from like a very narcissistic place, and we don't want to admit that, but it's just the truth. So I hope that you guys enjoyed this reading. I love doing this for y'all, so I think this is gonna be something that I'm gonna do, and I will talk to you guys later.